What's up, YouTube? Hi. What's going on? Anyway, I'm here today to do the Authortube Newbie Tag. I think that's right. Yeah, Authortube Newbie Tag. Yay. So I've got my questions here. Yeah, because I was bad and didn't even print them out. I'm sorry. I'm pretty bad about that. But here we go. Question number 1, how did you find out about Authortube? I think I just stumbled across it on YouTube. In my research and starting to start my channel, I just came across, well, I think I actually came across one of these Authortube Newbie Tags. So yeah, that's how I found it. Question number 2, what genres do you write in? So I mostly write paranormal, urban fantasy kind of stuff. I also write sci-fi, and I also write a little bit of just straight fantasy, just depending on which story I'm working on, because, you know, I'm a serial story starter. What is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story, like children's, YA, NA, adult, etc.? First person, though I do occasionally dabble in third person point of view. Writing tense, usually I stay to past tense. I don't do well with future tense or present tense or any, no, just no. Category of story, children's, YA, NA, adult. So I usually stay in the adults range, but this is where it gets weird. A lot of my stories have the main characters being around that new adult age where they're either late teens, early 20s, but a lot of the content and situations they come across and deal with in their stories is very adult. So I'm going to err on the side of adult, and it's just, that's what it is. Question 4, are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I am most definitely a plotter. Sometimes when I first started writing, I was all over pantsing. I couldn't plot to save my life. But now I don't think I could write without knowing what I'm doing. It just doesn't work. And even when I hit a snag, I have to sit down and I've got to plot it out. So I am definitely 100% a plotter. Question number 5. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? So this is another one that's kind of weird. I have self-published in the past, but I have taken those books down to edit them and get them republished. So I guess that means I am yet to be published. I do have some stories up on Wattpad that I'm writing, and I do plan to self-publish in the future. However, my end goal, I would love to be a hybrid author, which is where I self-publish and traditionally publish. That's the end goal. I don't know if it'll happen, but we just gotta keep going. What publishing company, literary agent, or printing company are you represented by or use? If you're not yet published, what is your dream publishing house or literary agent? That is a very, I don't know if I can answer that because I haven't even really looked into traditionally publishing yet. I guess my ideal agent would be someone that I kind of click with and can really work well with. So I'll leave it at that. Question number 7, what Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? I guess it'd just be a lot of author videos. I like to talk about writing. I like to talk about NaNoWriMo. I'll probably be talking about my works in progress. I'll be talking about editing and plotting and all that fun stuff. I'd also really like to get some Scrivener tutorials out. I wouldn't say I'm like a super user where I know everything there is about Scrivener. That I don't even think that's possible without being part of the Scrivener company. But I'd love to get some quick and dirty tips kind of stuff out where I have a lot of people who come to me saying, you know, I love the idea of Scrivener, and they download it and then they have no idea where to start. So yeah, I'd really like to get some of those videos up. Question number 8, when did you start writing? When did I start writing? I started writing with poetry back in the 8th grade. Shortly after that, I really fell in love with reading, and that's when I started trying to write stories. So I started writing then, and dabbling in it really, and really kind of like learning the craft and like just learning about creating my own stories. It wasn't until 2009, the very beginning of 2009, that I started taking writing seriously. I had just graduated college, just gotten married, just moved to a place that I really didn't know anybody except for family. And so I joined NaNoWriMo, and that's how I met a lot of my writing friends and best friends here in the area. And so 2009 is when it really all started. Question 9. What was the first story you ever wrote? Oh, God. Okay. This goes back to middle school, and I think I had just read, what was I reading back then? I think it was The Dragon Riders of Pern and Tamora Pierce. So I created this story about a girl who could talk to animals, and she was from this island country, and she went across the border to talk to the neighboring country about, I can't even remember, she was going to fall in love with the prince, and yeah, so I guess it was normal, like it was a fantasy, and it was really bad. I have it written down in a notebook, and I'm not even sure if I have that notebook anymore. Question number 10. What authors inspire your writing the most? Ooh, that's a loaded question, because there is a lot of them. Tamora Pierce, like I just mentioned, is a big inspiration of mine. I would have to say Jim Butcher, J.R. Ward, Lish McBride, Laurel K. Hamilton. There's just so many of them that I probably couldn't list them all. Question 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get writing done whenever you can find the time? I do both, but usually I try to schedule my writing sessions because I have 2 young kids and it can be hard to find time. So I do have to schedule some. A lot of times they both go to school full time, so even though they're really young, I still have most of the day to myself on weekdays so I can write and work on writing relating things, which is really helpful. But I do also like to schedule time to meet with writing friends and write with my friends outside of the house and outside of my co-working space. Question number 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? So I used to just type everything by hand, or type everything. But lately, I cannot it doesn't work anymore. I have a very hard time sitting down at a blank screen and writing. So what I've been doing the past year or so. So for at least the past few months, probably longer because I have the memory of a goldfish, I've been handwriting my rough drafts. And I find this really helpful because by the time I go to transcribe that into the computer, I can already get a editing pass done, and so it's very helpful. So, but I write in we have one of my notebooks here. It's a Lettrum 1917, and that's what I like handwriting in. And so this is one I have them archived. I've gone through 3 of them so far in the last year or so. And I will show you my handwriting, some of it. So there's some of the writing I did in Japan this year. So, and I write in cursive. It just kind of flows better. Lots of writing. So, but I do handwrite and then I type it up. I usually will try to use voice dictation to transcribe it, which helps with the time issue, but not so much. So anyway, that's probably why it takes me so long to get some of the stuff in, because after I have plotted and gotten all that stuff done, I then handwrite, and then I have to transcribe it and then edit it and add more stuff in. So I am a slow writer. Oh, I forgot. Question 12, part 2. Where do you write in general? So this is again, mix it. I love writing at Starbucks or a coffee shop. Just that feel and vibe and the ambient noise, and I put my headphones in, and so that's really nice. I will also write I have a desk at a co-working space in my town, and that's nice. I like to get out of the house in a way. And then I will also write at home sometimes if I can, but usually at home I do better editing or working on social media stuff and things like that. So last question, what are you most looking forward to now that you are a part of Authortube? I guess I'm most looking forward to connecting with other authors and writers out there and just kind of learning from everybody else out there. So I'm not going to tag anybody. If you'd like to do an author tag and no one's tagged you yet, consider yourself tagged. With that, I will see you next time.